Hello, everybody out there who has found this video. I am Andrew. I'm otherwise known as Spectoral, and occasionally I like to make these videos, especially in times of maximum fear. Um, Today, yeah, we all know what happened. If you found this video, you're obviously interested in the market. I'm not going to waste your time. What we're looking at right here is the Nasdaq, and we have people like Gareth Soloway, who I do respect, but he's a trader. He's not long term. He doesn't actually look at anything long term, but he likes to comment on the long term bear as if he does. And so he's got stuff. He's doing stuff like today, like drawing a line from the top of 2018 to connect it to the COVID high, to then connect it to the 2024 high, and extrapolate it out. And he goes, "Wow, when I found this, I just had to get onto my and tell you guys all about it." He thinks that this could be a probability very high of a cycle top, which, let me just say this, it's not a cycle top. It's not. And I will show you why. All right. Yeah, it's going to be a pullback, and it already is. I mean, we are currently 8, 9% into a pullback. So, sure, we've had those, but they're all going to be buying opportunities. And I will just remind you guys why. All right. So that's the NASDAQ. Great. You can connect those local tops. It's a local top. That's all it is. Don't freak out. I've got a QQQ chart here, which is, as another great trader used to say, RIP David Frost. He would say this is, what did he say? Um, Joel's indicator shop. I've got indicators all over the place, but I can read through the mess. But what I want to show you here is essentially I've got way longer time frame lines here that you can go back through into the 3 monthly chart and look at to show you much bigger trends that the Nasdaq is on and that we're not near the top on. And I will show you what I mean in just a second. Okay, so at the moment you can see that yes, according to this chart, we've got a 2011 high. It kind of connects a zone in 2014, connects a zone in 2018. It's completely ignored from 2020 through to 2022. Again, it's been sort of straddling this line ever since 2024, all the way through. It's hit it millions of times, gone above it. It's currently sort of on it again now. So yes, there is due to be some sort of pullback, but it's not going to be a big one. And I can show you some more stuff is, or just before I do, the point I want to make is that, we spend most of the time below the line, but lately we've been straddling it, and it's quite possible to go above the line for years. So just because we're on it doesn't mean, oh, that's it. There's plenty of evidence to suggest that we can go above it. And again, it's just one line, guys. What's so special about 2011? Nothing. When you can zoom out even more and connect even broader trend lines, you're going to see something in a second. Ready? The problem that I have with the NASDAQ is that we don't really have much data that goes back beyond 1995. The NASDAQ was a baby. It went up, it did its massive first blow off top. We didn't even have half of the regulations, let alone the computer algorithmic market makers and the controls that we have in tow as we do now. So this kind of style of correction that we had in 2001, the likelihood of that ever occurring again is very low. But look, I'm rambling. I want to show you some stuff. We flip over to the S&P 500 and we zoom out on the 3-month time frame. This is where you have all the data. This is the most beautiful chart, and you can draw lines from the highs back in 1937, the lows in 1942, and connect them into a beautiful channel. It's just gorgeous. This channel has patterns and it has stuff going on. And what you can see here is on the log scale, this tremendous trend line represents the macro topping zone, the green line that is, the swing high. So after a generational cycle high. So just before we have an alignment of the stuff that I follow on this channel, Shemitah cycles every 7 years, which represent these long vertical lines. Strauss-Howe generational cycles every 20 years, roughly. The housing market cycle every 18.6 years. all of these tend to align every now and then, and this connects 1937. Then there's another top, sort of a local top, which we didn't even get near, but this area here, 1969 to 1973, I kind of put that in brackets in my mind. Just note that that is a local top, and then 2001 is when we then hit the top again. So each of which, they have about a 32 to 34 gap between them. The next time that we're due up here, if we reach it, is 2033, and if we don't, it'll be another 30 years from that. So let's say that we're on the trajectory to hit this by 2033, which is very likely, I think, very, very likely. Interestingly, that will be right bang on when we're supposed to, exactly 32 years from the last one, which is exactly 32 and 32, like that. And then once we do hit that 2033, interestingly, the bottom that follows isn't actually due roughly until 2040, because the bottoms also follow that same pattern. Every 32 to 34 years, we've got 42, we've got 74, we've got 2009. And if you connect all those together, then it's about between 2040 and 2042 that we're supposed to bottom out on this horribly low trend line, which, I mean, honestly, by the time we do that, the bottom will be like 6,000 or something, not that bad. It basically will be flat. But look, if it's probably more likely we're going to do some sort of choppy chop sideways action from 2033 to 2037, where maybe it's like another slight new all-time high is made, but with lots of volatility in between, akin to 1968, 69, 70, 71, 72, 73. This kind of pattern here. All right. But either way, we are due for that kind of thing to happen. So, don't worry about it. These are going to be fine. Also, if you look at the bottom here, the log scale, this trend line here, the generational cycle low, 42.74, 2008, they have a 34-year gap between them. The next time we're due down there is 2040 to 2042. So yes, we're going to have a correction at some point when we top out. But, I don't think that's going to be your generational cycle top. It'll be a Shimida top, just like the other one. I did a video in September called the Shimida Cycle Explained, current, future, and past. That did really well for my humble channel. I got a lot of nice comments on it. I would urge you to go watch that if you haven't. And that's it. Now, I just want to take a moment for the rest of this video and the tail end of this video to say this. Touch grass. Get offline. Stop worrying about these small time frame things in the charts, What I find really powerfully changes my focus and my mood is music and listening to music in the present moment. And as it turns out, I am a long-time music producer. I have been since 2017. So if you go over to the evil Spotify, my discography says here that I'm endlessly experimenting with the electronic boundaries of pop, hip-hop, and R&B. If you like artists like any of these, but mainly James Blake, Joji, Flume, The Weeknd, Golden Vessel, even Bieber and Timberlake and Galimatias, all these people, you will really enjoy my stuff. Really will. I don't always have the moustache, by the way. Sorry about that. I am doing Movember. Do you think it suits me? I don't know. I get some mixed signals, but I can put a broom on my face in about a month. So, yeah, that's the genes for you. But yeah, have a listen. Have a listen to my stuff. If you go to Linktree/Spectoral, you'll see all my links here. You can tap on this one here in YouTube if you like, and that will bring you to this handy music video playlist of mine. I put this video together back when I would say AI kind of still had a bit of an artistic style of its own. Back when, it didn't know how to put a video frame together into the next frame. And I think this is more or less becoming or has or would over time become its own sort of art style. It was weird. This was fun. Put this video together. The song was, based on Afropop, from where half my family's from, Mauritius, and so we got a lot of Mauritian, um, vegetation and things, and it's a beautiful